Analytics that lead to insight, as we mentioned, have these four basic characteristics. So first we'll talk about diagnostic analytics. What has happened? Then we'll talk about why it happened. Why are we having this situation in our business? What are the analysis steps of the diagnostic analytics that we can apply? From that, we'll think about predictive analytics. What's likely to happen now? Now that we have an understanding of what has happened and why, is there a way that we can forecast what might happen in a way that's meaningful so that we can create some insights, maybe through some modeling, maybe through some visualization, to understand what has happened and what will happen. And then from there, we can think about prescriptive analytics. What is going to happen, why, and what will happen. And then prescriptive analytics asks and tells us what we should be doing about it. What are the reasonable actions that I should take based on all the things that have happened? Are there any tactical actions that I can employ that will be meaningful, maybe automated, that I can use to make my business thrive? So let's get into these four types in more detail and describe how they work. First, descriptive analytics tells us what's happened, what is happening. And it employs this concept of data mining, so we can start gathering all the information that tell us what has happened and why, or what is happening and what has happened in the past. And this brings together a whole set of structured and unstructured data from lots of different systems. Some of the systems are internal to our organizations and some external. And we apply these algorithms in mathematics, these analytics, with the idea of identifying trends and patterns that may not be very easy to see or easy to understand. And we report those out through dashboards or other visualizations or models. Descriptive analytics are critical because without knowing what happened and what's happening now, it's going to be fairly difficult for us to appreciate what we should be doing about it or what might happen in the future. So descriptive analytics is the very first step. It's the foundational set of analytics that we would need in order to understand how to apply or deploy the next set of analytics capabilities. From descriptive analytics, we'll move on to diagnostic. Diagnostic analytics tells us why things happen. What is the root cause? Are there any other data discovery and exploration or exploitation capabilities that we need to employ to the data so that we can figure out why things are the way they are? I had a sale and very few people in my target market bought the product that it was on sale. Why did that happen? Was it the bad product? Was the sale price wrong? Did I market it at the wrong time of day? Was the channel for the sale blocked? Why did we find this ineffective? Or conversely, I didn't have a sale, but my sales spiked at 10% over the norm. Why did that happen? Did I get a new product that came in that I didn't have before? Did I employ a different channel? Did I bundle my traditional marketing with social media? What was the root cause for this grand increase in sales? And so diagnostic analytics help us analyze the correlations and the relationships to identify the most important key drivers in the business. What are the factors that directly and then indirectly affected the performance of the business or the sale? As I mentioned, was this a bundling of multiple channels? Did we do it at the right time? Did we have the right price point? What are the correlations of the data and the relationships that help us identify what were the key drivers? This is the reason we do diagnostic analytics. And then the next step is critical, predictive analytics. Is there a way that we can find out what is going to happen next? Where are things going? What can we do based on what has happened in the past to predict what is likely to happen in the future? Are we able to now start understanding how to use models and visualization capabilities to drive a whole new set of predictive options? Can we identify and model the key elements that we could change to improve performance in the future. This is the basic construct behind predictive analytics. And then prescriptive, the fourth of the analytics types that we'll talk about. Prescriptive analytics describe what possible actions we should take in order to take advantage of the situation that we're forecasting. Are there any expected or unexpected outcomes? What are the consequences that we might be able to model based on an action that we might want to take? Is there some way of determining what actions might be the best ones to take? Can we do prescriptive models and simulations? Can we use rules, decision logic, and run Monte Carlo or what-if simulations and scenarios to find out which of the various options that are out there might be the best one to take to mitigate a future risk or to drive enhanced business performance? Prescriptive analytics help us understand the implications of our actions. And what we can do is use prescriptive analytics, especially as it relates to this idea of cloud computing, to gather these kinds of tactical options from a wide variety of places and then model them to determine which ones might be the best ones to take. And so when we look at the value, in this particular example by Gartner, of the difficulty but the value associated with the different types of analytics, we can see that the optimization curve drives us to prescriptive. The highest value, of course, is prescriptive, but it's also shown to be the most difficult. How then will we be able to go from hindsight to insight to foresight? What we'll do is we'll use a whole set of tools that are part of the analytics frameworks to help us do that. We will use each of these 4 analytics types to figure out not only what has happened, but what I should do about it and what the likely outcome will be. And when we apply these analytics to business, what we see is a rise in the ability to apply big data, mobile, social, cloud, all to this idea of being able to shape the way our business is using data to make better decisions. And what we'll end up with is a strong understanding of the insight that comes from this mashup of analytics and cloud.